Hi guys, my name is Rachel Ellyn, and I wrote a little book called Your Toast. See a little toast? And today I'm going to take a few minutes and read you the book, show you the pictures, and maybe talk to you about a few little things that happen in the book. So, you ready? Okay, here we go. Lily burst through the kitchen door. I'm starving, Mama. I want eggs and bacon and pancakes. It would only inspired Lily's growling tummy to see TV star Rachel Ray making waffles on the television in the kitchen. Lily was starving. Slice peered around the corner of his bread box and smiled. It sounded like a promising day for him. Good heavens, Lily, you'll explode. Besides, I'm very busy this morning and frightfully late. I'll spread some peanut butter on a slice of bread for you, Lily's mother had said as she busily stuffed her briefcase with the day's work at the kitchen island. Her glasses perched on her nose, a to-go cup of coffee in her hand, she was ready for the morning commute. I don't want plain old white bread, whined Lily. Lily's mother sighed. All right, then grab a granola bar. We have to leave immediately, hurried her mother. Lily pouted as she dragged herself to the pantry to retrieve the bar. She stood there muttering to herself, Stupid granola bar. These are for after-school snacks. I want bacon and eggs. Why do we even have a kitchen? Mama never cooks anymore. She was mad, and she wanted her mother to know it, so she stomped her feet loudly all the way to the front door. Now, when you're mad, do you stomp your feet? Does that help when you're mad? Just being angry and stomping your feet? No. What are better ways that you could tell people that you're angry or show that you're angry? Wouldn't it be good if we just tell them? We just say, you know what, I'm not feeling happy right now, or this is bothering me. Can we talk about it? Much better solutions than stomping your feet all the time. From the corner of the bread box, Slice, the lone piece of white bread there, heard Lily's words and felt sad. But he wasn't the only one. You see, unknown to Lily and her mother, they shared their home with a special group of characters, the Kitchen Crewe. And although these characters couldn't speak to the humans, the Kitchen Crewe were very much part of the humans' world. Oh, the poor little dear, I hate to see her get all angry first thing in the morning, sighed a voice unheard by the arguing humans. This silky southern voice belonged to Vicky, the stunning sky-blue Viking stove who was the center of attention in the home's beautiful gourmet kitchen. When she was installed, even the workmen said she was the crowning jewel of the room. If you ask anyone else in the Kitchen Crewe, they would tell you that the compliment went straight to her head. Vicky acted like the belle of the ball of the entire house, holding court in her very regal sort of way. I know, but when you get hot, especially in the morning, it just ruins your whole day. Unless you're cooking, right, Vicky? Asked Sookie, the sugar bowl, in a thick New Jersey accent. A sharp cough came from the other end of the counter. Ahem. Lily is not hot, interrupted Salt. She's angry, said Pepper, finishing her sister's thought. Most of the time, everyone in the kitchen got along famously, but occasionally there were a few who were on edge, and Peppa, one of the Shaker sisters, was infamous for her fiery temperament. Her sister Salt had a drier wit and was a little bit more refined. Peppa, Sookie is not insulting you, Vicky soothed. Another agitator was Max, the KitchenAid mixer. He was always stirring up controversy just to mix things up. Max giggled. I think Lily was hotter than a pinch from your own mill, Peppa. Peppa was burning mad and was grinding her gears. Salt, the other Shaker sister, and Patty, the butter, quickly joined the rowdy debate. Slice sat quietly and peered out of the window of his box. Tucked way back in the corner of the kitchen cabinets, the bread box gave Slice a unique point of view of everything in the kitchen. But It also made him feel isolated and lonely. Finding himself left out of the lively goings-on again, he let out a small sigh. Unheard by Lily and her mom, these conversations went on for hours in the large gourmet kitchen. The kitchen crew had only themselves for company. It wasn't like they were used much anymore to make meals. And if you know those foodie types, they live to create wonderful meals, feed people, and feel valued. Lately, Lily's mother was swamped with her new job, which kept the kitchen from being used as often, and this caused a lot of tension among the crew. This debate might have gone on longer, but their attention was suddenly drawn to the TV. Jamie Oliver's cooking show had come on. The TV was a ginormous flat screen mounted on the wall near the table, and it stayed on the Food Network channel 24/7. The kitchen crew loved the Food Network, but then again, it caused stirring debates because everyone had their favorite chef. The group got quiet as they all watched Jamie cook. "Oh, his accent is divine," squeaked Salt as she twisted in circles. "He's hot," said Peppa. "Shh, quit rattling all those peppercorns. Jamie's going to make a quiche," Mrs. Bell, the milk, shushed. "Oh, that means he needs me, my dear," stated Mr. Bell. Being the cream of the Bell family, his proclamation sounded heavy and thick. The gaggle of eggs squeaked in unison, muscling their way into the conversation. "And he needs us too. You kids crack me up. Slide over. He needs me the most," said Patty the butter. "I play a huge role in every recipe," she said, muttering up an imperial attitude. "Do not," hurled one of the eggs, which seemed to incite the rest of the dozen. They started spinning and rolling all over the kitchen counter. The Swiss cheese tried to join the argument about being needed the most in the recipe, but the holes in his argument were clearly visible. What if Jamie isn't making quiche Lorraine? What if he's making broccoli cheddar quiche? Nanny, nanny, boo-boo, mocked the wobbliest egg in the bunch. The rest of the dozen egged him on. "In my day," exclaimed Mrs. Bell, "Julia Child made excellent quiche." Slice sat at the end of the bread box watching the food fight. The voices got louder and no one was listening. Finally, Slice had had enough of the bickering. Slice popped out in a crusty voice. "You are all being so silly to fight. You're friends, and you get to be used in the recipe. Your dreams can come true. Recipes never need me." Slice was mad and hurt and is feeling sorry for himself, so he started to pout. The rest of the kitchen crew just stared at Slice. Why, they'd hardly ever noticed him before. He was always hanging out in the corner. Max, the mixer, called him a wallflower. So right now, little Slice is really feeling lonely, and that's sad. But then again, he didn't try to make friends. He just sat back like a wallflower and watched everybody, and now he's feeling lonely. Let's see what he does. "You all sat here the other night and talked about becoming a soufflé. You were all excited. Max, you even figured out the speed needed to whip the mixture so it was just the right amount of air was added. Mr. and Mrs. Bell were sweetly discussing which one of them should go into the bowl first. And the eggs were all out here cracking jokes. It was the recipe of your dreams, and you were going to make it together. I'm tired of watching you argue," Slice crumbled. "Gee, Slice, we never thought about that," said Salt. Peppa spun over to Slice and asked, "What is your dream, Slice?" Slice stared at the floor and then said meekly, "I want to be toast." He didn't look up. The kitchen got dreadfully quiet, and after what felt like an eternity, a snort was heard. "He wants to be toast!" The eggs were cracking up. "How fancy!" Salt sprinkled in the hard facts. "Who are you, Slice? Wonder Bread? The superhero? There's not even a toaster in this kitchen. You can't be toast." "Look, Slice, you're meant to be a sandwich. Maybe a peanut butter and jelly, maybe a bologna sandwich. Get real home, Slice," said Peppa. Slice burned with embarrassment and started to cry. "I know," Slice choked back his tears. "I'm silly to dream, but it's in my heart." By now, most of the kitchen crew was giggling. "Stop it, everyone," said Vicky sternly. Stop squelching Slice's dream. If he keeps crying, he'll get moldy. Hearing that comment, the switched cheese slinked away from Slice. Oh, Slice, we never knew. You hardly ever come out of your box to play with us, said Sookie the sugar bowl. I'm so scared, confessed Slice. The last bread that lived in my box grew old and was tossed out to the birds. I don't want to be bird food. I want to be part of a special recipe, too. Calm down, Slice. You're crumbling to pieces, said Mrs. Bell. She tended to act like the mother hen, which riled up the eggs to no end. But nobody uses bread in their recipes, pouted Slice. Nobody makes toast things. Nobody makes anything anymore, added Max. Don't worry, Sugar, Sookie said sweetly. You can be more than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. 'Member when Jamie made Welsh rarebit? He put that on toast. All the kitchen crew turned and stared at Sookie. Their eyes grew big as plates and their smiles twice as wide. Whoa, I remember that show, whirled Max. Max, who got excited when he talked about his favorite chef, Guy Fieri, fired off. Remember when Guy went to St. Petersburg with diners, drive-ins, and dives and had cream chip beef? That needed toast. Ha 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 ha. Stuff on a shingle. That was a great show, giggled Salt. Peppa, who had a crush on Guy, spun wildly, exclaiming, Guy is such a pistol. Remember when Bobby Flay made that grilled banana and Nutella panini? That's toast? Do we have a panini maker? Asked the eggs, acting devilishly. And Giada made bruschetta. You would be a key ingredient in that recipe, Slice, said Mrs. Bell, winking. Oh, Giada is so dreamy, gushed Mr. Bell, who was a little too smooth on his delivery of the compliment for Mrs. Bell's taste. She gave her husband a cold glare. The kitchen crew was getting excited, thinking of all the recipes that could be made with toast. Slice was smiling from crust to crust. But there's no way to toast him, reminded Max. And Lily's mother never has time to cook. Oh, honey, don't you worry about things, Slice. We'll find a way. Right, y'all? Vicky reassured him. For once, the kitchen crew was very quiet. They were all deep in thought of their own dream recipes. The next morning, Lily's mother plodded into the kitchen in her pajamas. Emeril Lagasse's show was on, and the chef was talking about the best recipes he had ever made. She wearily sat down at the table and folded her hands around her chin. When was the last time Lily and I cooked in this kitchen? This new job has kept me too darn busy. Lily popped through the kitchen door, yawning. Lily's mother smiled as her messy-haired daughter slid into the chair beside her. She cuddled Lily as Emeril started cooking breakfast on the kitchen TV. Then, bam! Lily's mother had a wonderful idea. Honey, I'm sorry I've been so busy lately. Let's take today, you and me, and spend it together. How about we start by making ourselves a special breakfast? A small scurrying noise made Lily's mother turn towards Vicky. She noticed the bread box was open, and in a little group next to the box, 2 eggs were lying nestled by the milk and the sugar jar. Sookie's lid was tipped to the side. Lily's mother smiled. Let's make the breakfast I loved most when I was your age, French toast. Lily's happy giggles could be heard throughout the house. And that is how Slice, with a little help from his friends, became toast. French toast. Okay, so this always made me so happy that Slice had friends in the kitchen crew and they banded together and they helped him make his dream come true because they all got to be used in all their wonderful recipes and little Slice finally got to be what he wanted, which was French toast. I bet you guys have eaten French toast, and if not, maybe over the next few weeks your mom or your dad or your grandma, grandpa will help you make it. Now in the back of the book, because you're going to have the PDF so your mom or dad can print it out for you, there are recipes that take toast, those little slices, and make them into something really special and yummy for you to eat for lunch or breakfast or dinner. So go off, have a fun time. I hope you loved this book. I hope you love Little Slice. He always made me so happy to see his picture and to read about him. Enjoy it and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.